If wealth is about freedom, why do so many people chase it by trapping themselves in EMIs, lifestyle inflation, and constant comparison? Why does society reward appearance, while real money rewards patience? And why do the top 1% deliberately avoid the very symbols the rest of the world is obsessed with? In this video, I'm going to break down the exact mindset, money rules, and silent strategies the top 1% use to build massive wealth without looking rich, how they think about spending, investing, identity, and long-term freedom. No hype, no shortcuts, just principles that actually work. If success is your goal and you're ready to level up, make sure you subscribe. Every video is crafted to move you closer to the life you deserve. Number 1. They buy time, not status. Here's something that sounds small but changes everything once you see it. The top 1% don't use money to impress people. They use money to escape obligations. Most people believe luxury means owning expensive things. The quiet wealthy believe luxury means controlling their calendar. Think about this. A $90,000 car looks impressive for 5 seconds. But having the ability to say no to a meeting, a boss, or a deadline at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, that's real power. The average high-income earner trades money for lifestyle upgrades. The top 1% trade money for freedom. This is why you'll often find them outsourcing tasks that don't move their life forward. Cleaning, errands, scheduling, logistics, even when those services look unnecessary to outsiders. They're not being lazy. They're protecting mental bandwidth. The top 1% understand a simple truth most never learn. Time compounds faster than money. Number 2, they practice invisible discipline. There's a version of discipline that never shows up on social media. No morning routine reels. No motivational quotes. No public accountability. The top 1% operate with private discipline. They don't announce budgets. They don't flex investments. They don't justify decisions. Most people want discipline that feels rewarding immediately. The wealthy choose discipline that feels boring now but powerful later. For example, instead of chasing trending assets or hot opportunities, they stick to repeatable, boring strategies like portfolio diversification, dollar cost averaging, long-term equity exposure, and compounding capital quietly over decades. While others celebrate a short-term win, the wealthy are more interested in risk management, downside protection, and consistency. Invisible discipline is uncomfortable because it doesn't get applause, but it creates something far more valuable: optionality. This quiet restraint also explains why the top 1% don't chase lifestyle inflation the moment income rises, a pattern that secretly destroys more wealth than any bad investment. And that brings us to the next rule most people get painfully wrong. There's an unspoken tax most people pay when their income increases. It's not written anywhere, but it drains wealth silently. It's called upgrade pressure. New income triggers new expectations from family, friends, co-workers, and even your own self-image. Bigger house, better neighborhood, more expensive habits. The top 1% resist this pressure longer than most people can tolerate. They understand something deeply uncomfortable. Every upgrade creates a new baseline you must now maintain. Most people don't realize that lifestyle inflation doesn't just raise expenses. It locks you into future obligations, higher insurance, higher fixed costs, higher stress. Instead of upgrading everything at once, the wealthy upgrade selectively and slowly. They let income grow faster than expenses for years, sometimes decades. The top 1% ask this question constantly, and most of the time the answer changes their behavior. This restraint doesn't make them feel deprived. It makes them feel untouchable, which leads to the next rule, and this one separates wealthy thinkers from wealthy earners. They think in systems, not goals. Someone sets a goal to save $10,000 this year. They feel motivated for a few months. Then life happens. Expenses creep in. Discipline fades. The goal quietly dies. Now compare that with someone who sets up an automatic system. Money moves into index funds, dividend stocks, or ETFs the day income hits their account. No motivation required. No willpower needed. Wealth grows quietly in the background. The top 1% don't ask, "How much do I want?" They ask, what system ensures money flows in, compounds, and protects itself for the next 20 years? Think about it this way. A goal is like pushing a car uphill once. A system is installing an engine that keeps running. Their systems are boring, but powerful. Automatic investing, rules-based spending, pre-decided asset allocation, long-term equity exposure through stocks, ETFs, and index funds, built-in risk management so emotions never touch money decisions. Number 5, they avoid signaling wealth. In psychology, there's a concept called signaling. It means displaying traits to gain social approval. Luxury spending is often a signal, not of wealth, but of insecurity. The top 1% know that real wealth doesn't need to announce itself. In fact, signaling wealth often attracts risk, envy, expectations, requests, and pressure. That's why many wealthy individuals intentionally undersignal their financial position. They dress simply. They live modestly. They avoid unnecessary exposure. When people don't know your financial capacity, you gain negotiating power, privacy, and peace. How many decisions have you made to look successful rather than to become secure? The top 1% would rather be underestimated than overexposed, because underestimation gives you room to move quietly. This principle doesn't just protect wealth, it accelerates it. And once you understand this, the final rule will hit differently, because it explains why the richest people don't chase happiness the way everyone else does. They invest in peace, not pleasure. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Pleasure is loud, peace is quiet. Pleasure gets posted, peace gets compounded. Let's make this real. A new phone, a luxury watch, a weekend getaway. Instant dopamine. It feels like a reward. But that feeling fades fast, and what's left is a higher baseline of spending and a lower margin for error. Now compare that with someone who uses that same money to wipe out high-interest debt, build a cash buffer, or increase their investment contributions. No Instagram story, no applause. But something powerful happens. They buy mental space. This is where most people get trapped. They use money to escape stress instead of eliminating it. They treat spending like therapy. They chase comfort upgrades while ignoring financial anxiety in the background. The top 1% flip that equation. They buy optionality, they buy time, they buy the ability to say no. They invest in diversified portfolios, emergency reserves, and predictable cash flow, not because it's exciting, but because it gives them control. Point 7. They protect cash flow like a defensive asset. Most people think wealth is about how much money you make. The top 1% obsess over something far less glamorous, how stable their cash flow is. Here's the uncomfortable truth. High income without stability creates anxiety, not freedom. This is why many people earning $300,000 a year feel more financial pressure than someone earning $120,000 with predictable, diversified cash inflows. The wealthy understand that volatility in income creates forced decisions. Forced decisions are where bad financial choices are born. Instead of chasing the highest possible returns, the top 1% quietly build layers of cash flow protection. Dividend-paying equities, diversified ETFs, conservative allocation strategies, rental income, and business structures designed for predictability, not hype. Ask yourself this honestly. If your primary income stopped tomorrow, how long would your lifestyle survive without panic? The top 1% don't ask this question when they're in trouble. They design their finances so the question never scares them. They move slower when others move fast. Speed looks impressive, but in wealth building, speed is often a signal of insecurity. The top 1% deliberately slow down when everyone else is rushing. When markets are euphoric, they hesitate. When trends explode, they observe. When everyone feels urgency, they get quieter. Most people mistake speed for confidence. In reality, speed often comes from fear. Fear of missing out, fear of being left behind, fear of looking late. The wealthy operate from a different internal clock. They know opportunities repeat. Capital rotates. Markets cycle. Nothing truly valuable disappears overnight. This is why they take longer to invest, longer to upgrade, longer to commit. They let information mature. They wait for clarity, and while waiting, they preserve capital. The top 1% are never rushed by trends, opinions, or timelines that don't serve them. And because they move slower, their mistakes are smaller, recoverable, and rarely visible. This might be the most invisible rule of all. The top 1% do not tie their self-worth to their net worth. When income rises, confidence rises. When markets fall, self-doubt appears. Money becomes emotional, and emotional money is dangerous. The wealthy intentionally separate who they are from what they own. When people feel the need to look rich, it's often because money is doing emotional work: validation, security, status, belonging. The wealthy remove that burden from money. The top 1% protect their identity more than their portfolio, because identity stability leads to long-term thinking. This detachment also explains why they don't chase applause. They don't need external confirmation that they're doing well. Their confidence comes from structure, reserves, and resilience, not reactions. And once money stops being emotional, it becomes a tool. A tool compounds, an emotion doesn't. This is the final layer most people never reach, and the reason the wealthiest people often look the calmest, not the richest. The top 1% don't look rich because they don't need to. Their wealth isn't designed to impress. It's designed to endure. If this video resonated with you, don't keep the knowledge to yourself. Like the video, subscribe to stay updated, and share is a step toward building a stronger community of growth-minded people. Be part of it. If you're curious about 10 Dutch frugal habits which actually save a lot of money, that's exactly what I cover in the next video. See you there.